Are you just trying to set yourself up for gossip? Or maybe you're doing something wrong? Your parents just have a way of calling you at that exact time, you know? Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, and today I have a story time for you guys. I mean, who doesn't like story time? I like story time, so yeah. I'm kidding. So I'm here with a story time for you guys, and I'll be telling you about the time my mom found out I snuck out to meet a boy or a guy. In this case, it was a guy. It wasn't a boy, it was a guy. Before I get into the story time, I just want to apologize for not uploading consistently. And that's because if you watched my batangas vlog, you would know that my phone fell inside water like after that vlog. I was actually really happy it fell into the water at the end of the day. And I was able to go to Silang. I was in the Philippines then to, at least recover the files. I didn't want to spend that money to like fix it again because the money was a lot and it's like might as well have gotten a new phone. So yeah. So now the story time. So yeah, I just wanted to really apologize, and I will be way more consistent now. So thank you for subscribing to all those that are subscribed, and if you're just coming across this video, might as well subscribe. It's free. Yes, yes, subscribe, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. So now for the story time. So it was a long weekend. It was like a public holiday. You know when you have like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So yeah, it was one of those kind of long holidays that everybody likes. I mean, I love them. Just makes you happy. So yeah. So my friend was around. I lived in a university environment, and during holidays like that, some of us are around at the same period. So I've been friends with this guy for a very long time. So let's name him, for the sake of this story and for the sake of his identity, I would call him Jim. So Jim called me. I was like, "Ooh, are you around?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Ooh, let's hang out, on, I think it was Monday. Was it Monday or Tuesday? I don't know. I think it was Monday." And because it was a public holiday, my parents were traveling. So I was like, I mean, might as well. And I mean, I don't have a problem telling my parents stuff or where I'm going. But, sometimes my parents are like, or most parents, I think, are like, "Where are you going? When are you going? With whom are you going? When will you be back?" And, me, I just sometimes I like to avoid questions like that. It's not like it's wrong what I did or anything. It's just that, I mean, it was just funny the way the way my mom found out. So I didn't just want to go through that strand of asking them, and I wouldn't want a situation where they would say no, I can't go, and then I would have to go behind their backs because in situations like that, I probably wouldn't go. I would just get mad. So I was like, I'm not just gonna tell them. I'll just go hang out with my friend, come back, no big deal. So my friend called me. I was like, okay, fine. Let's hang out on, I think Monday. Let me just say Monday. Let's hang out on Monday. Go to so place. Just have a good time, and then just hang out and come back. So I was like, you know what? Sure, no problem. And I'm not like a really, really, really social person. I kind of am. It just depends on, the situation and who I'm hanging out with. So, and a lot of the times when Jim had asked me to hang out, I wouldn't be able to go, or something would come up and I would have to cancel. So the day before, let's say Sunday night, I called him to confirm the time of, when we would go and stuff. So immediately I called him. Jim picked up and was like, "Oh no, what? Don't tell me you changed your mind." And I was like, "No, I did. I was just calling to ask for the time." That's how, when you disappoint someone a lot, yeah, that's what you get. So, fine. Monday morning came, got ready. So Jim called me, "Are you ready?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Okay, I'm coming to pick you up." Okay, backstory. I lived in a university environment, and everybody there, not everybody, but some of the adults there are just so nosy. They don't want to mind their own, business. Some, not all. So, they could see you with a guy and then they just blow it out of proportion and want to tell your parents. And I'm lucky for the kind of parents I have. They would ask you about it, what happened, like this. Or sometimes they would just tell the person directly, "You saw her, why didn't you just go and walk up to her and tell her you had a problem with what she was doing?" So, like, my parents are pretty chill. So, yeah, but they blow things out of proportion, so you just kind of want to not give them a situation where they can blow it out of proportion in the first place. You know, you could just be talking to a guy, and next thing you know, you hear, Joyce was hugging the boy. She was even almost kissing him. Meanwhile, you probably just shook his hand. Yeah. So I don't like situations like that. So when he told me he was coming to pick me up here, I was like, you know what? No, don't worry. I will just come meet you outside of the school environment. It's not like it's a 10-minute walk. So I was like, I'll just meet you outside. Because this guy was really handsome. He was like tall, he dressed well, had a symmetrical face. He was really handsome. And that kind of person, let's just say he would draw attention to himself because people around there don't dress like that. It's not like he dressed, and it's just that you would notice him in a crowd. Let me put it that way. So like I didn't just want people to be like trying to say otherwise, and then because they would notice him, they would notice me and stuff like that. So I was just like, what, I'll meet you outside. So when I was close by, he called me again. He was like, oh, where are you? So I told him where I was, which was like very, very close to the gate. And this guy that was trying to, avoid drawing attention to ourselves, decided to walk into the school gate to meet up with me where I was. I was like, oof. I was really trying to avoid this, but you know what? You just had to show up and meet me here inside the school environment where there are nosy people, and I'm trying to avoid this entire situation. I never told him this actually, so if you ever watch this, well, yeah, that's the reason I told you I would meet you outside the school environment. And then to make things worse, he had hired a driver and a car and all of that. So immediately he saw me, he gave me a hug, which I mean, there's no problem with like, there's no problem. I'm just telling you, like, there are nosy people, and I was trying to avoid situations like that. So yeah, Jim just had to, get out of the car, walk into the school, and then meet up with me, give me a hug, and then I had to enter a car with him. I mean, are you just trying to set yourself up for gossip? You know? So, we went about our business. He was super nice, Jim. Had a driver and everything. I was really fine with just going with the public transport, like entering a bus and all of that, because I'm not the kind of person that you have to spend the most money to take me out. No, like, it's not real. Like, it's not a big deal. So, but like, I was really happy he had hired a driver, and you would find out why later in the story. So, we went out, we hung out, we did everything. I was fine. My parents didn't call me to ask me where I was, so I didn't have to lie. So we just hung out, did everything, and then this guy paid for everything. Like, he was super nice. This is probably like the best date, because you could technically call it a date, even though it was more like we were hanging out because we had been friends for a really long time. So like, if it was a date, this would be the best date I've been on, honestly. So he paid for everything. He even paid for the driver. I offered to pay, of course, because, but he was like, no, I got you. But we are friends and all. I was like, I got you. I was like, okay, fine. I was now like, or I think he said that. Don't worry, next time we hang out, I'll let you pay. So I was like, that's fine with me. Which, if we ever hang out, Jim, if you ever watch this, I would definitely pay the next time we hang out. Definitely, like, I'ma treat you out. So we hung out, did everything, and then like when the whole day was winding down, just chilling, we were just chilling, talking. My mom called me. And I was like, do you know that, like, when you're actually doing something that your parents, or your parents don't know about, or maybe you're doing something wrong, your parents just have a way of calling you at that exact time. They just know. It's like they sense it, or something. I don't know. I don't know why parents do that. It's like, how do you know? I mean, so she called. I think I tried to ignore it the first time. Because so she called again, and this time I had to pick up. So I was like, hi mom, how you doing? Fine. She's like, are you at home? Are you home? No, she first, like, how are you? How you doing? And I was like, I'm fine. How's your day? Fine. So she was now like, are you home? She was like, "Are you home?" I was like, "No." She's like, "Where are you?" I was like, "I'm just out, chilling, not too far from school." Meanwhile, I was like an hour away, an hour 45, like about an hour away. I like not too far from school. She's like, "Well, your uncle is coming to drop something off for me, so can you go home so you could pick it up, or can you stay where you are so he would meet you there?" So I could have just told her where I was, but the fact that I didn't tell her initially, I was just like, you know. It's not like they would scold me or anything. So, but I was just like, I'm not, too far, but can you tell him to come in 20 minutes? 20 minutes. Meanwhile, I told you I was an hour away. I like, can you tell him to come in 20 minutes? I'll be home in about 20, 30 minutes. She was like, okay, fine, no problem. I will let him know. I was like, oof. Meanwhile, I hung up the call. I was like, Jim, we gotta go. And initially, I had told him when we went out that, ooh, I didn't even tell my parents that I was coming out and stuff. And he was like, why? I told my mom. I was like, I didn't just, I explained to him, like, I didn't want a situation where they would just give me stress about it and I would end up not going. Because if they had said don't go, I wouldn't want to go behind your backs, because if something happens, it's like they kind of told you, that kind of scenario. So I was like, Jim, we gotta go. My mom just called and told me that my uncle is coming over to drop something. So I need to be there to pick it up. And it was cool, we are friends. It wasn't awkward or anything. So I was like, yeah, we gotta go. And you would think this is how she found out. Wait for it. So, we went in the car. I told you he had a driver. And funny enough, he had snacks in his bag. So we're just eating and on the ride home, just talking. I was like, oh, what if I don't get there? What if my mom calls me again? It was really funny, actually. But funny enough, we got home just as my uncle was pulling into the driveway. And there wasn't any traffic, so then again we were kind of lucky. I feel like my hair is just, so we were lucky because as we were driving into the house, my uncle was driving into the driveway. So I was really lucky, and you would think this is how my mom found out. But earlier on, I mentioned that we could have taken public transport to go to the place. Like, I didn't mind. He didn't have to go through the stress. He didn't have to go through the stress of spending so much money on a driver and all of that. But in this scenario, I was really happy, because imagine if we had to come back by a bus, public transport. I know you have to wait and all of that. The journey wouldn't have been as fast and smooth. So I was really lucky because we got there like right on time. Because obviously my uncle didn't come like 20 minutes later. He came like about 30, 45, which is just about the time it took for me to get from where we were to back to my house. So I collected the file and everything, just said goodbye to my friend Jim, and that was it. So now you're wondering how my mom found out. Well, I think a couple of weeks later, my mom called me. I was like, I know who your boyfriend is. I was like, what you talking about? I don't have a boyfriend. She's like, why are you lying? I know you have a boyfriend. I was like, no, I don't. Like, I don't know who you're talking about. Like, what are you talking about? She's like, I saw it. She was like, I saw it. I was like, saw what? Like, I don't, like, really, I don't know what she now said, because she knows the guy, so she now said the name of the guy. I was like, no. She's like, but you went out with him. I was like, how did she find out? Like, like, what? I was like, who told you? Straight up, who told you? She was like, when you get home, don't worry, I'll tell you. So I got home. That was like, I don't know, like a few weeks later. So I got home. I was like, so who told you, mom? Who told you? She was like, I know your boyfriend. She was just teasing me. I was like, I don't have a boyfriend. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And me and Jim, we are just friends. So I don't know what you're talking about. But I was like, how did you? Like, I was really, how did you find out? Guess what? When we came back, when we got home and I collected the stuff from my uncle, I wanted to collect, I think, pictures from his phone, or yeah, I think we took some snaps, pictures, I don't know, from his phone. So my laptop was dead, so I transferred, the pictures to my mom's laptop because her laptop was alive. I transferred the pictures from her laptop to my phone or something. My phone or my laptop, excuse me. And I did not delete it from her. I did not delete it from her laptop. So she saw the pictures. Wow, Joyce. Like, wow. You manage to execute your plan of going out without your mom or your parents finding out, and then you make this silly mistakes. I feel like that's how criminals get caught. Honestly, they like leave silly hints, and I'm sure when they'll tell them how they got caught, they'll be like, oh, really? So yeah, that's basically the story of how, my mom found out I snuck out to meet a guy. Aside from that, it was really funny. It's something we joke about now because it's like, of all ways to find out, she didn't even find out in the fact I had to go like rush back an hour just to collect something from my uncle for her. She found out because I mistakenly left pictures on her laptop. So it's something we joke about now, but it's really funny. And I mean, oh, can't believe it. And if you just like story times in general and you really enjoy this one, let me know and I will do them for you. So thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment down below, share this video, invite your friends to also check out my channel as well. Let's grow together. Alright guys, see you in my next video. Alright guys, see you next Alright guys, see you in my next video. Bye.